Legends, welcome to the live stream. Do you see what I see? Yes, that is the Bitcoin chart, right? Do you guys see what I see? Do we have reason to be concerned? Ooh. Do you guys think we have reason to be concerned? Legends, we have tapped the top of the bull market cycles over here. From a simplicity perspective, okay, if you guys do hear thunder in the background, once again, we have a thunderstorm over here, so I do apologize if there is some interference. Right, legends, so let's dive into the technical analysis, but just from a simplicity perspective, when you take the top of the bull market during 2017, you connect the pivots over here, that is exactly where Bitcoin got the rejection here to the downside. Does that mean, because I do see some people on social media are calling for the Bitcoin top to be in, and we are now going back into a bear market, right? $22,000, $20,000. These are some of the estimates here to the downside. Do you guys think that that is going to be the scenario over here? Have we had a short-lived bull market? Is it time to sell? As per the thumbnail, will the fall continue here to the downside, right? Okay, legends, I mean, not an easy one, right? Not an easy one. Let me just put those circle keys back over here. Let me know in the comments what you guys think is going to happen, right? And then I will discuss some of the probabilities and some of the things that I'm looking at here on the smaller time frames. Legends, this could be a topping signal over here, right? It could be a topping signal, but it's not to say that you can still grind like what happened over here. It's not to say that you tap it and you're just going to fall down. You can still grind for many weeks, even for a month, against the trend before you, even those little wicks to the upside before you get the momentum back to the downside. Do I think that the local top is in for now? Perhaps. Right, but there is still some bullish signs in the horizon. We have not finished the 3-year bull cycle just as yet. We have not seen face melting price action from some of our favorite altcoins, which are still showing massive bullish structures and potential to the upside. So it would be devastating, okay, and quite strange for price to just fall down here. Okay, so yes, this does look like a little bit of a toppy signal, but I can just imagine, okay, what if Bitcoin says, stuff this, right? It makes a correction and it breaks the trend to the upside. Wouldn't that be something? Okay, I mean, trends are there to be broken, okay? But nonetheless, legends, let's dive here into the smaller time frames, look at the price of Bitcoin, and I mean, there's an important level that I would like to see us smash, okay, to confirm continued bullish momentum here to the upside, especially for some of our favorite altcoin bags that we are still holding. I am still in some of my altcoin swing trades, and I've also added a little bit more from a spot perspective to some of my altcoin bags this morning, when we had the dump here to the downside, right? And from a spot perspective, I will keep on adding, buying the dips. Dips are made for buying, even if we go down lower. That's just part of my trading strategy. And then for some of my swing positions, I have clear invalidations in terms of where I know I will need to be stopped out. Okay, so my swing positions are small positions, low leverage positions. My spot bags are the large positions. Okay, still speculating on upside to momentum to the upside and for the bull market to potentially continue. But I know, and you most probably know as well, okay, nothing goes up in a straight line. 30, even 40% corrections in a bull market is normal. It happens. It flushes out the longs. It resets the liquidity or the funding rates, right? Everyone that's been 50xing and 100xing their portfolios here to the upside, you just flush them out, and then the market continues back to the upside. Scare the crap out of them, and then the market continues. Okay, fear and greed index is also at extreme fear for the last couple of months or so. Okay, so it's quite healthy to get a little bit of a deeper correction. Will the correction happen now? Well, that's what we're going to analyze here on the price of Bitcoin. And then we can have a look at liquidity. We can have a look at CVD. We can jump through a couple of our favorite altcoins. And I'm not sure if you guys heard that, but right, thunder is roaring here outside at the moment. Cool, legends. Before we dive in, let me say hi to the beautiful community. Remember to hit the like button, that little button. Okay, just remember to hit that button. I'm not sure if it's this side, like this or like this, right? Remember to hit that little button on your way in if you haven't done so already, and maybe you've forgotten. And let's get to saying hi to the beautiful community. Mr. SGS, panic, top is in. Maybe we're going to go and fill that $9,000 CME gap finally. How's it, Dewald? Hope you're well. Dinesh, welcome to the live stream. Peter Nivenhuizen, welcome to the live stream. Kevin, morning. Burmy, hi, welcome to the live stream. Junior, Dewald and Legends, and then someone's name that I can't pronounce because they've got funny writing. Hi, I see you. Taylor, first, welcome to the live stream. Who else? Sam Ham, Dewald, my brother with the strong light. Yes, I wanted to show you because I think you wrote a comment in one of my YouTube videos saying that, Dewald, why do you even have the light on? You don't need to shine the light. Well, let me show you what it looks like without the light. Okay, I mean, how crap does that not look? Okay. No, man, you need the light, right? You need the light. So you guys can see my pretty brown hazel eyes. For a moment there, I forgot my eye color. Top is in, Mr. SGS Robert. The line is not drawn correctly. The line is not drawn correctly. What do you mean the line is not drawn correctly? Okay, what do you mean? What do you mean it's not drawn correctly? Okay, yeah, maybe you can connect it to this pivot. Is this maybe what you mean? Maybe you can... I don't know where, yeah, maybe you can put it to that pivot so it has still some space, but then you've only got 2 touches. And remember the rule about trend lines, you have to at least have 3 touches. So I have to put it on this pivot over here. Okay, so for now, that is the pivot. And I snapped it on with a magnet and it actually tapped there to perfection where we got the rejection. Right, so yes, that line is correct for now because you need at least 3 touches. And if I move this trend to this pivot, then you only have 2 touches. It's not a valid trend. Right, so for now, based on the data that we have in front of us, so if price did this, if price went up and it did this, then I will say, okay, that is a better connection over there, right? Because now you have 3 touches. But for now, the rule for trend line is that is your 3 touches. Well, now we have 4 touches. Okay, cool. Right, legends, let me, Humra, hi, Dewald, welcome to the live stream. Elizabeth, always great to see you over here. Thanks for the support, I appreciate it. And also the beautiful comments that you leave after the fact, I appreciate that. Hope you are doing well, I am fantastic. Burmy, no double top, no triple top, but a quadruple top. Yes, myself and Andy, we love double bottoms and double tops, especially the double bottoms. Okay, and then my brother in the house as well. Hello, Hannes, welcome to the live stream. And yes, boot, oh flip. Yes, I think when you see that picture, people get really panicked. And legends, I think there's some bad news on the horizon. I'm looking at the price here of Bitcoin, and I mean, yeah, I'm not sure if any of you have watched Andy's live stream. He's most probably spoken about the same thing. I really did not want us to claim this low. Okay, and by some miracle, if we do not claim this low, I'm going to say it's still game on. Okay, but if we, okay, I mean, there's definitely a long setup that we can look at over here. If we do this, I will definitely be interested in a long, with a 3-wave structure. You might just form a lower high and continue momentum back to the downside. As long as we do not claim this low, there's still some hopium, right? There's still some hopium. So let me dive here into the technical analysis, legends. The level that I'm watching here at the moment is, if we take the low, it's not going to look great, right? It's really not going to look great, because then we have a 5-wave structure to the downside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, you don't really want to form impulses to the downside. Remember, the direction of the impulse usually determines the direction of the market. When you have 5 waves to the upside, you have a 3-wave corrective structure, and then impulses continue to the upside. When you have 5 waves to the downside, guess what? You have a 3-wave structure to the upside and impulses continue to the downside. So I really want us to hold that low. I really want us to hold the low. So it's not going to look great over here. Okay, so, and I mean, just to put it into perspective, right? The bulls need to step in over here. Come on, bulls, you need to fight the zone aggressively. We have bullish CVD, a triple confirmation at the moment. So, wait, I looked at the wrong structure. We have a double confirmation, not on blue just as yet, but we do have some bullish CVD building up here, which I can see that the retail is aggressively shorting here at the moment. There's most probably millions and millions of dollars pouring in at the moment where retail wants to push the price to the downside, and markets, the market makers are absorbing the shorts here at the moment. So can the level hold? We just need to form a higher low over here. Right, the reason I want us to form a higher low over here is because then we potentially have a beautiful 3-wave structure here to the downside. The question I asked myself last night, and you guys can see my chart is pretty clean here at the moment. I like to ask myself the question, why did we stop here? Why? When price pumps to the upside, I'm always that technical trader that wants to know, why did we stop exactly there? Why did we stop exactly there? And then last night when we got the dump to the downside, I want to know, why did we stop here? From a technical perspective, I want to know. Okay. And for now, until we take the low, it looks like a 3-wave structure. And then when you take a fib extension, I mean, you guys have been watching my streams for some times now. The target for a 3-wave structure, common target, is the 121, the 1.236, and the 1.618. Well, we tapped the 1.236 to perfection. So if we do not take the low, right, this can be counted as a 3-wave corrective structure. And then whatever happens, okay, if we do not take the low, and especially if we take the Fibonacci from this pivot to the low over here, if we tap the 0.618, okay, I'm going to say it's game on. I mean, it just doesn't look great at the moment. If price, and I mean, it looks like it wants to take the low. If price can manage to hold this low, and it taps the 0.618, I'm going to say, then it's fine to take the low. Once you've tapped this level, it's perfectly fine to take the low. Okay, because then you've invalidated the impulse, and this can all be part of a corrective structure. That's fine. But if we take the low, we're going to form a potential 5-wave structure. Nothing's unfortunately guaranteed in the market, but okay, we'll see how this plays out. Then we're going to have a 5-wave structure to the downside, and we can go and measure 5-wave structure moves to the downside. So it's either from the pivot to the high, we reverse it. Okay, we have some 5-wave targets here to the downside. So let me take a box, put it in. All right, if we do take the low, pay attention to this zone over here, 1.236, 1.382, and it can even go to the 1.618. And I'm just going to put a line in there and call it 1.618. Okay, make it blue so that I know that it's the 1.618. So 1.618. Let's go, right? Then I can take the fib out the way. Now we have our target zones. Now I want to see if it aligns with any levels, right? So technical analysis one-on-one. Ooh, we have a daily level there by the 1.618, so that aligns nicely. Do we have point of controls? Well, we just smashed those levels last night, actually, so I can take these levels out. Okay, so I can take these levels out. And now what I want to do is take a fib here from the low to the high to see, well, do we have Fibonacci confluence? This daily level is very close to the 0.88, which increases probabilities of taking the low. Definitely a possibility, okay? If we take the low and we start dancing around in this area, you could go back for an ABC corrective structure, because now you have 5 waves to the downside. You make a 3-wave corrective structure, make the world bullish again, okay? And then you go bam and you take the low, because you've increased the probabilities. Once you've taken the 0.88, any move away has a high likelihood of being corrective to the upside. Right. So yeah, not looking great here, especially for the spot bags, I think, you know, what I might do is I'm not going to cash out my swing positions just as yet. I do have clear invalidations for my swing bags or my swing trades, and I will just keep on adding with the dips. And if I get stopped out, it is what it is. I mean, I did enter with good risk management and not more than what I can afford to lose. And that is what I explained to our Legends Pro community this morning as well. I have a clear invalidation. I will keep on buying the dips. And if I get stopped out, it is what it is, right? I still have my spot bags and I still do day trading here on Bitcoin. So that's where I make majority of my cash anyways. It's George. Oh, so the person with the funny name or username that no one can read is George. Welcome, George. It's acrylic. Yes, I know. I mean, maybe it looks sexy for you. It's just, you know, I can't read it, and I'm sure no one can read it here on YouTube. Christoffel, welcome. Nice. Tador, D-Man, can we go up again? Yes, there's a possibility to go up. I mean, this structure will remain bullish until proven otherwise. We currently finding support here while struggling at the moment at the 0.618, and then we have the final level here in the sand. So I do like that this little box that I drew over here, okay, is in confluence with the 786, which is still a bullish target. So, I mean, we cannot unfortunately predict the market with certainty. And although I'm telling you guys over here that this could be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it increases the probabilities, not guaranteed, that you are going to make a corrective structure to the upside and continue the impulses to the upside. There's always that scenario where you tap the level and then what happened? Okay, we're back in price discovery. Definitely a scenario, but it carries low probability. So then we'll just say that the low probability played out. Okay, so I'm just going to put an alarm over here, and then we're all going to cry together when that alarm goes off. Okay. Right, Legends. Which town in South Africa? Peter, which town in South Africa? I am in Midrand in South Africa. Lekker Dewald, Frontier Pioneer, welcome to the live stream. Come on, BTC Moon, yes, it needs to hold. Mr. Crypto Big Brains, welcome to the stream. Appreciate the support. It needs to hold. It needs to hold, right? It really needs to hold. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, you can see that the bulls are fighting. You can see, yeah, on CVD, you can see how the bulls are fighting here at the moment. They want to hold this low. They really want to hold it. Okay, so another way, quickly, I mean, I just want to measure out all the targets over here. Another way to measure a fifth wave is from the top of 1 to the bottom of 3 to the top of 4. Okay, so if that is number 4, I just want to reverse that quick. And then we have, I've got now so many Fibonacci's here. We have the 0.618, very close. I mean, very, can like to be very close. We have the 0.618. Okay, so I'm going to make that green and call it the 0.618 and call it fifth wave target. So I don't get confused. Also make that green. And now we wait to see what price is going to do here to the downside. The beauty about marking out your levels is because you can now take your Fibonacci's and stuff out the way, clean up the kitchen, and now you have some levels that you can watch. So we have the box, the fifth wave box, okay, very common. This is a very common fifth wave box. If you form 5 wave impulsive moves to the downside, this is usually where the fifth wave ends, and then you can expect an A. Okay, and those dreaded B waves, B, C, and a 3-wave structure. But these B waves, I mean, they can come and claim the low once again, because then you have an ABC flat, right? Anyways, let's see how this plays out. Cool, Legends. I quickly want to talk about, from an education perspective, I want to talk about what happened yesterday. So yesterday we were, where were we? We can like to have been over here, right? And we had that little bit of a fake out to the upside. So we were inside of this price action. And the probabilities, what I discussed yesterday, played out actually to perfection. Okay. So we were here. The Fed conference or the interest rate news came out. It was quite bullish. We had some multiple candles closes above the trend. It looked like it wanted to rock and roll here to the upside. And the level that we were all watching, I said, Legends, we need to tap the 0.618, okay? For us to have momentum back to the upside, Okay, just a little bit of a recap. We have to tap the 0.618. If we do not tap the 0.618, we most likely going down. Okay, and then we had a fib, another fib from this pivot to the highs. Okay, I know I'm dirtying up the kitchen over here, and we said if we tap this the 0.618 over here, we're either going to get a bounce and make a lower high and continue, because now you've invalidated a fourth wave, or and what happened is we just smashed right through. You tapped the 0.618. That was the last level that we did not want to tap. So for bullish continuation, we wanted to tap the 0.618. And then for bearish continuation, we wanted to tap this 0.618. And then as soon as we tapped the 0.618, we fell to the downside. Okay, so the probabilities in terms of what we discussed yesterday actually played out to perfection. And now I've discussed the probabilities again, what we're looking at right now. Okay, so I mean, and it looks like we claimed the low, right? Are we going to make a double bottom? That would be great if we can make a double bottom. I love double bottoms. Double bottoms are great. Okay, are we going to get a double bottom? So, legends, now, okay, from a trading perspective, okay, I've adjusted the trend. The trend is now, can like to be over there, right? You can slap an alarm onto it if you want to. If you are a trend line trader and you are good at it, and you have mastered the D-line strategy, by all means, right? There's your trend. And now what I'm looking for is a potential long in this zone. Okay. Right. So, I mean, although it might look bearish, so let's play out the bearish case scenario. If this is an impulsive structure here to the upside, it's not to say that we can still play longs back to the upside. Okay. You can still play the break of the trend, because this will most likely be then a corrective structure to the upside. You just need to be aggressive with profit taking. Okay. When you see a 5-wave structure to the downside and you play a breakout, okay, you should expect a 3-wave structure, or even if you don't know what a 3-wave structure looked like, if you can count 5 waves to the downside, you need to almost know for certain that this little breakout, high chance that it's not going to claim the high, and you need to be aggressive with profit taking to the upside, because you can form a lower high, okay, 5-wave structure, 3-wave corrective structure, and continue the momentum back to the downside. Okay, so if you play the breakout, you need to be aggressive with profit taking. Yes, there is a chance that you can go and claim the high, because like I've said, the market cannot unfortunately be predicted. The one thing I also had a look at this morning is, I mean, like literally tap the bot. You can just see the bulls are fighting for this level. They are fighting tooth and nail for this level. Okay, so another thing that I looked at this morning was CVD. If I go here onto the 15-minute time frame, okay, and just look at this entire structure, wait for it to load up. Okay, so come on, load up, load up. Right, there we go. So on this entire structure, I can see bullish CVD at the moment. Okay, on blue and on white and on yellow. It wasn't there this morning. Yellow wasn't there this morning. So we do have bullish CVD on the larger time frames, okay, of which the target is the high. Okay, so there is a little bit of hopium. Maybe we have some massive absorption of shorts here to the downside. There's still a little bit of hopium to say that we have bullish CVD in our favor. Okay, we have a triple confirmation, but now more locally, in the local price action, we need to see strength. Okay, so I just wanted to point that out, that we do have some bullish momentum here on the 15-minute time frame, looking at this structure. Okay, that could potentially still form a higher low and continue momentum to the upside and claim the high, right, without taking the low, purely based on CVD. But local CVD needs to show us the way, because local CVD, if you get a bounce to the upside and it forms bearish CVD, it falls down, it comes back up, it forms bearish CVD, comes back down. So local bearish CVD that forms over here can override the larger time frame CVD. Local 3-minute, 5-minute time frame always takes priority over larger time frame CVD. Okay. Ooh, right, legends. And also remember, let me just go here onto, right here onto the description. You select more, zoom in here if you'd like to come and trade with me. Links down in the description. Bluffin, only an email and a password to sign up, and the more you trade, the more money gets airdropped into your account. Okay, and then we got weeks up to 20k sign up bonus. One of the exchanges with the lowest, with low fees. Let me not say the lowest, because 𝗖𝗍𝗃 still beats them. Okay, but you need to verify yourself on 𝗖𝗍𝗃. With weeks, all you need is an email and a password, and you also get the chance to spin that wheel. Okay. Spin the wheel for up to 1 Bitcoin. And this is exclusive for our community. This is exclusive for you. You get the chance to spin this wheel, okay? No one else, only you on this community. If you sign up with the link down below, or even if you are an existing Weeks user that's used the link before, you get a chance to spin this wheel. And the more you trade, the more chances you get to spin the wheel. And I'm still waiting for someone to post a comment to say that, yeah, I've won the watch, or I've won the Louis Vuitton bag, or... Great. I mean, if you win the 1 Bitcoin, I'd love to see that, right? We can celebrate together. Okay, alarm went off, legends. Not great. Alarm went off, right? But I mean, we can still... Yes, 𝗖𝗍𝗃 doesn't beat, it's higher, right? Yes, 𝗖𝗃 is lower than Weeks, but from an only an email and a password perspective, right? Weeks is one of the lowest, but only by using the link down in the description. If you go and Google Weeks and sign up by yourself, the fees will be normal. Okay, hi Dewald, what is your target buying price for AR now? Okay, I will go through that in a moment. Double bottom or dump? Now that is the question. Yes, I mean, if we get acceptance back above this low, that's going to be a nice little bullish sign. But let's see if we hit the 5th wave target box over here. Okay. Right, legends, I'm not going to take any trades here on the live stream because I usually stuff up my trades. I'm unable to manage them properly. So, I mean, if you want to speculate on a little aggressive long here to the upside, by all means, knock yourselves out. The risk management is amazing. And, okay, but I'm still expecting a little bit more momentum to the downside. If this is a 5th wave to the downside, you at least wanted to hit the minimum target. This is the minimum target for a 5th wave to the downside. Yes, you can get a 5th wave like this. It does happen as long as it takes the low, it's valid, or the high or the low, depending on which way you're playing. It's still valid, but right, I would like to see the box hit. At least. Okay, so legends, to the downside. Okay, I'm looking at the zones. I have a plan. I have a trading plan. I'm looking at a long in this zone. And then we have the 0.618, which is also a 5th wave target. And then we have a daily and we have a 1.618. So quite a nice zone to see how price is going to react and potentially find strength in this zone. If you do not know what to do over here, you're not familiar with swing failure patterns, wait for the break of the trend. Okay. Right. Cool. Then to the upside, right? I just want to see, well, I need that low to be in, but to the upside, the only levels that we do have is a naked point of control and a daily level a little bit further up. And I need the low to be in to do a proper FIP pool. So at the moment, I can just speculate, well, where's that low gonna be? Okay. And if the low is in the box, I mean, look at the beautiful confluence with the 0.618 naked point of control, daily level at the 786. Okay, depending on where that low is, we will then have a FIP level and it will give us confluence zones. Okay, but I really like 3 levels over here. Okay, I like this pivot together with a 50% Fibonacci, 618 together with a naked point of control, daily level together with a 786. Right, so beautiful zones for a potential topping point if we do break out successfully and we can reject by the 50%, by the 618 or the 786. Okay, so it does increase the probabilities now that we've taken the low, okay, that the move away could definitely be a corrective structure and there's a high chance of making a lower high and continuing the momentum to the downside. What is interesting, okay, is, and I mean, this is now highly speculative, legends, is that I need the structure obviously to finish forming. But what you can do is just to try and speculate, well, how deep can we go? If this scenario had to play out, the Dewald is talking about that we find maybe support here somewhere, we break the trend and we reject and we fall back to the downside, continuing the momentum back to the downside. Okay, it's highly speculative. I need the structure to form, but just for interest sake, you know, you take your fib from the high to the low to wherever this high is going to be. And you guys know that, well, now when I zoom out, oops, let me put that back. Okay, let me put that back. Now, this is where things get really interesting, because then this will form a 1, 2, 3, 1.618, $85,000. Scary, right? This could form a 1, 2, 3, 1.618. But I'm talking maximum targets here. You could also reject here by the 1.236, which is also a third wave target, but most commonly, okay, 1.618 at $85,000. You then make a 4 and you make a final fifth wave to the downside. Okay, so not looking great, not really looking great. So in saying this, what I want to point out over here is the following. Let's pay attention here in class, legends, is when I go onto the 12-hour time frame. Okay, let's just clean up the kitchen here quickly. I want to quickly just show you guys this, right? So first thing, I think I'm actually made it a Instagram post this morning to say that the world has turned bearish. Okay, we have reached a top. We're most likely coming down. Some people are calling for the bear market. The bull market is finished. The only thing I want to point out over here is this consolidation area that we formed since the beginning of March. This entire range is going to offer massive, massive, massive support. And it's going to be a very difficult nut to crack to the downside. Okay, first example I want to show you guys is look at this small little consolidation area. Okay, not nearly as big as this one. Okay, look at this small one over here. Do you guys know where this low was made? This low literally tapped the top of that little wick over there, and we got the momentum back to the upside. So you can see that the top of this consolidation area was enough support, okay, to support momentum back to the upside. Now you have a massive box over here. So before anyone just thinks that we are going into a bear market, there's a lot of water that needs to flow under the bridge, right? First thing you have to acknowledge is that this structure to the upside is extremely bullish. It has multiple 5-wave structures. What I mean by that is 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, one could argue, and it's 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, however you want to count the structure. You can even count it from here, because some people are arguing this is not a 1, 2. Even so, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. It's done. Then what you still want to see, once you've completed an impulse to the upside, which it clearly is an impulse with increased volume, it is definitely an impulse. There's no denying that this is an impulse, okay? What happens after an impulse? You have a correction, a healthy correction, okay? And we have some strong areas of support. When I take a fib from the low that we've made at $49,000, right up until the pivot that we've made, okay? Now we have some strong areas of support. The strongest, well, two of the strongest areas that we have is the 0.382, okay, at $85,000, where I've also shown you where the 1.618 level is. If we're speculating on this, doing this, okay, this, and then you grab the liquidity and you move up. This is then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you continue momentum back to the upside. Right, so this is potentially what could be playing out right now, is that we are forming a bigger impulse back to the downside that will find its feet around about the $85,000 area, because this is strong support. Okay, this entire consolidation area over here is going to provide support, and I think price is going to struggle to break through here because of the volume that was traded inside of this zone. So the first area, I think, is $85,000. Worst case scenario, like really the worst case scenario that I see from a technical perspective, is tapping the 0.618. Okay, because of the insane support above this level. right? So let's say worst case scenario, things just get really ugly here to the downside. I mean, RS flip, resistance, 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 and then you do a RS flip, you flip resistance back into support. Also, it's your fixed range profile over here. Okay, do you guys remember this fixed range profile that we spoke about 1,000 times when we were in this range? It's the value area high of the entire range. It is the 0.618. It has multiple pivots that will provide support, and then you still have a bullish structure to the upside with a correction to the downside, and guess what? You are still forming a higher low. And then the bull market continues here to the upside. So I'm just trying to paint out the worst case scenario. Even worse than that, okay, is $61,000, where you have the point of control. So this was where the most amount of volume, you can see that little volume spike over there. This is where the most amount of volume was traded from March up until November, almost a year, right? Almost a year. This is where the most amount of volume was traded. So even from a more worst case perspective, which I doubt we will get here, but if we do get here, is the 786. And guess what? Even if price taps $61,000, it is still bullish. The bull market is still intact. It will be a great buying opportunity, absolute phenomenal buying opportunity. I don't know if price is going to get there. Okay, because when you start zooming out here onto the daily time frame, okay, and I have spoken about this before, and you look at the entire structure, okay, so let's mark out this level. Even if price comes down here, okay, let's take the fib out the way, just clean it up a little bit. Even if price taps the point of control over here, guess what? Can anyone guess, right? High, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. The market structure is still intact. The trend is still up, and the trend is your friend until the very end. So this will be a great buying opportunity. For now, I doubt that we will even crack this level here at $85,000. I don't think we're going to lose that level. Maybe 84, maybe 83.5, for that final fifth wave to the downside. I don't personally, I mean, that's just how I feel. Okay, we do have a very strong technical level over there. But I don't even know if we're going to hit the 618 over here. I think we're most likely going to consolidate here, and we're going to continue momentum back to the upside. Okay, because I mean, this will be a great buying opportunity, and I'm not sure if price is going to get there. Cool. So, legends, I just wanted to put it into perspective because I see that there's a lot of people on social media calling for a bear market, spreading a lot of fear. Okay. No, the bear market is not here yet, right? There's still a lot of water that needs to flow under the bridge before we can call for a bear market. And this is why I have these green boxes here, just to identify critical levels of support. Mr. MK1 Alexander, you all heard it here. We will consolidate above 85K. Dewald giving that financial advice. Right, Mr. Dewald, thoughts on ETH? I will go through altcoins in a moment. I just want to finish the technical analysis here on Bitcoin because, I mean, Bitcoin shows us the way. Bitcoin shows us what the altcoins can potentially do here to the upside or to the downside. Right, fear and loathing in blockchain. Okay, wow, ETH got burned hard in that BTC dip, went down to 3,400. Woo, just lost so much. Hello, my friend Yasin, welcome. This is a healthy correction and still has much more downside in this move. Dewald is nailing it. Yes, I do think that we still have some downside in the move. The other thing that I wanted to share with you guys over here is the following. Okay, so let's go back here onto the 8-hour time frame. I have updated. I just want to take this out the way, just clean up the chart. I can take these blocks out, don't need that. Okay, let's just clean up the chart ever so slightly over here. Right, I just quickly wanted to talk about this scenario, and I think you all are very familiar with this scenario. So today I spent some time just updating the waves because the more information and data we get, aka candles, the more clearer the structure becomes. I just want to discuss this structure over here. So I'm going to hide the green. So for now, I have updated the red structure. Okay, and there was a couple of reasons why I updated the red structure. My 3, I think, was over here. My 3 was my red. This 3 was over here, and my 5 was over here. Okay, so I've updated the structure because of the following. When I looked at this second wave and I looked at this fourth wave, the fourth wave was just for me way too small to compete with the second wave. And generally, in Elliott wave theory, your fourth wave is at least the same length, if not longer. Okay, so the reason I moved it is because now it makes a little bit more sense. You have a 1, 2, 3, and a longer 4. Okay, that makes way more sense for me. Okay, of which in this structure, you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, where that 4 is longer than this 2. So the structure is just, I spent some time and it just balances way better. So I did some FIB pools and time-based FIB pools, and I just had to fix and correct the structure. Okay, so what I am still looking at now at the moment is to say that, well, we have now potentially finished number 5 in the red structure. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 5 is done, and we've now finished, okay, number 3 in the orange structure. 1, 2, 3, okay, which is done, and we are now potentially busy with the fourth wave. So I am still, even though we are expecting more momentum to the downside, we could now be forming the fourth wave before we get another push to the upside. And this 3 over here is just speculative at the moment, because if this 1, 2 is valid, it means it means that the following could happen. Okay, I don't want to speculate on that. I'm speculating on this could be the end, right? But then if the green structure is valid, you are then going to see a 3, 4, 5 again. Okay, but let's just focus on this little 4 over here. Let's not speculate on any of that at the moment, right? We will see how price reacts, and bullish CVD, weakness, do we see strength, whatever the case might be. So, legends, now, this little fourth wave over here, how deep can it go? Okay, it can even bounce here on the trend. And guess what? This fourth wave, okay, is in confluence with the corrective structure that I've just shown everyone. So the fourth wave can bounce here on the trend. Okay, we have the trend here to the upside, can bounce on the trend, or it can bounce anywhere in this zone. Okay, the rule, okay, there's a rule. You take a FIB from this 2 to the high, and you do not want to tap the 0.618. You want your maximum target to be the 0.5 at $83,000. So if we are forming a 5-wave structure here, a 3-wave structure to the upside, another 3rd wave to the downside, another 4th wave to the upside, and another 5th wave to the downside, where you then complete 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you bounce on the trend, 50% FIB level, valid target for number 4. I will then move it to wherever that price is. We can still expect upwards momentum for an, let's just call it for now, to be conservative, for a final leg to the upside, because you can create another 4 or 5 to the upside, but let's not speculate on the green structure just for now. Okay, so that is kind of what I'm looking at right now. If we are, which it looks like, okay, if we are going to see a deeper correction to the downside, we are potentially busy with a fourth wave. Unfortunately, fourth waves, okay, and for those of you that do know Elliott wave theory, fourth waves are extremely complex structures. This is a fourth wave on the macro time frame. This is a fourth wave. Look how messy it is. Look how long it is. Look how boring it is. Okay, it's an absolute mess. It's boring to trade. If you don't have range trading experience, people usually struggle inside of here. Okay, a lot of people make money with the trends here to the upside, and then they lose everything inside of the range, or they just disappear. You don't see retail anymore. Okay. Right. So, legends, this is now for me the highest probable scenario. There are other scenarios as well. I'm not going to dive into it now. Maybe I will use tomorrow to go through some other Elliott wave scenarios. Okay. The most bearish case scenario. Okay. So, although I'm saying that this is my primary count, and what do I mean by my primary count? The count that makes the most amount of sense, that has the least amount of mistakes. Okay, there's another count. So regardless of how you count this, that what if this is the top? Okay, that is your bearish case scenario. This is the top, and we're going down for a larger correction, and we can go down as low as $62,000, $61,000. But then you have to compete, right? Now you have to see, you have to compete with the resistance that I've just shown you, those little boxes that I had drawn out. Okay. I don't know, legends. You need to tell me in the comments. Do you think that such an impulsive structure is just going to fall down? I think something really bad needs to happen in the market in order for us to go and hit $28,000. Okay, and this $28,000 is basically a fib from the low to the high. It's the extension here to the downside. $28,000, right? And this is going to be a bloodbath here to the downside. So there's still a lot of water that needs to flow under the bridge. I just want to paint out all the pictures so that we are aware. So trading is all about a game of probabilities. And for now, there is still a lot that needs to happen here before anyone can call for a bear market. There's too much that needs to happen. Okay, so for now, this is my primary count, and let's see how price reacts at the certain levels. We have some clear levels. We know what to expect from a Fibonacci perspective. We have a structure double 1-2 here to the upside. We could potentially be forming the 4, get the bounce here to the upside, and then we'll reassess the situation. Okay, so right, I can take this now out the way. Let me go through some comments, and we can do maybe get back here. I just want to see what Bitcoin is doing here on the smaller time frame. Did we successfully SFP? Not. Oh, we tapped the box. We tapped the box. Did anyone see that? Tap the box there to perfection. Okay, let me just switch on back. Let me switch back on all my lines that I have over here. Currently finding some support inside of the box. I want to see where is my, did I close? Did I close my CVD? Let me just do this. Oh, it's right there. I'm being blonde over here, right? Let me do that. Sorry, and no offense to any blonde people. We are staying in 97,500. Will we go down below 97? Right, this is now basically what I've analyzed over here at the moment, okay? 97 is inside of the box. We're currently getting some support. I mean, massive bully CVD is building up at the moment. So, I mean, it has a chance, right? It has a chance to find support in this zone. Okay, because now you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you could expect a 3-wave corrective structure back to the upside. Okay, so this could potentially be a longing zone with good risk management, not more than what you can afford to lose. It could be a nice little recovery to the upside. Okay, a little bit of a relief rally. Not guaranteed to take the high ever, right? Because now that we know the probabilities are higher that any move away from here is going to be corrective. Okay. But I just want to highlight, legends, if this happens, okay, the only indicator that we had going for this scenario, if this starts happening and with every retracement, there's bullish, aggressive bullish CVD, it bounces up again, it comes back down, and there's bullish CVD, I'm going to say, hang on, guys, this ain't looking corrective anymore. This looks very bullish at the moment. No bearish CVD against the pivots, and it's continuously building up bullish CVD with each retracement. I'm going to say game on. There's a chance to go and claim the high. That fourth wave ain't coming now. We going back up, baby, right? So the point that I'm trying to make here is no one can predict the market. It's just for now, the probabilities are higher that any move away from where we are right now is going to be corrective. And we need price action, okay, to determine whether it is indeed corrective or whether we can start looking for longs or whether we should be looking for shorts still. So for now, based on this price action, I will be looking for shorts, okay, a lower high in the zone. Right, let me go through some comments. I want to see what's happening here on the 3-minute time frame. Okay, if it ever loads up. Right, very neutral at the moment. Okay, you have to wait after you have, just a tip, legends, just a little bit of a tip. Okay, for those of you that are not experienced with swing failure patterns, when you have an aggressive move to the downside, wait for the consolidation, because the consolidation area gives you the information that you need to make a trading decision. Okay, so when you get a fall to the downside, wait for price to consolidate, maybe show some strength, maybe it shows some weakness, maybe there is some divergence on the RSI, the MACDs, moving averages, whatever you use to show signs of strength. You want to see signs of strength. Okay, it doesn't matter even if you're a little bit late to the party and you enter over there with your stop loss below the low. At least you have a confirmed trade. Okay, then trying to FOMO into a trade, you get stopped out. Okay, you FOMO back into the trade, you get stopped out. You FOMO back into the trade, you get stopped out with massive losses. Okay, so if you're not experienced in swing failure patterns, because it does look easy when myself and Andy speak about swing failure patterns, but I have seen that a lot of people struggle with it and a lot of people risk too much money with swing failure patterns. Okay, right. Alternatively, like I've mentioned, legends, you wait for the break of the trend. If you do not know what to do over here, wait for the break of the trend. Okay, you might have to just enter with a little bit less capital because your stop loss is going to be far away, depending on how the structure forms. If the structure moves up, moves down, then it breaks out, then you have a little bit of a tighter stop loss, a little bit higher stop loss. Okay, so, right, let me go through some comments. Balind, Dewald check, EMA 25 for BTC. If we stay above, we can see a bounce back. Right, I do not do EMAs, legends. I've tried. I have moving averages. I do unfortunately not trade with moving averages. Okay. Hi, Dewald. What's your take on tether dominance? Let's go and have a look at Mr. Tether dominance. Not great, legends, not great. Okay. The other thing that I just quickly wanted to highlight over here is before I look at USDT dominance is, let me switch this off. I need to actually create a folder for these things. Okay. Let me switch this off and then show you guys this. Let's just quickly do a recap on this. Just very quick 1 minute recap. Okay. Let's go to the log scale. I have actually made a short on Instagram about this, right? If the bull market, okay, this is now another reason why I believe that the bull market is potentially not finished. Okay, for those of you calling for the end, please listen, right? Every cycle we've had a 3-year bull market. Okay, where's my halving? Where's my halving? There we go. There we go. Okay. The market works in 4 waves, 4-year cycles. Okay, so you have a halving, you have a halving, you have a halving every 4 years, more or less, sometimes a month or two off, but generally in the same time frame. Okay, generally speaking, every bull market to date since the inception of Bitcoin lasts 3 years. Each bull market lasts roughly 1 year to 13 months. 3 years, 1 year. 3 years, 1 year, 3 years. Okay, this is where we are now. And there's the 1 year. So purely, if I have to be, they always say you have to be robotic about your trades. If I remove the noise, if I don't look at social media, I purely use data to trade with, okay? In the middle of each bull cycle, we've had the bull market a year and a half before, and we've had the bull market a year and a half after. Every single time it has worked like that. Okay, the structures were a little bit different. You have a different bull cycle every time. Some of them are more euphoric, some of them are a little bit less euphoric, but the timing stays the same. This is where we are right now. Any law there in the middle. Okay, it would be very strange for price to find, well, for us to go into a bear market in the middle of where we're supposed to still continue the bull market up until next year, 25 October. So, and I'm just saying this purely from a data perspective. So data does not lie. And you can also go and use these models on the S&P 500, on the NASDAQ. Most of the cycles work in 4-year cycles. Okay, so for those of you calling for the bear market, and for those of, or I'm not saying you guys calling for the bear market, I'm saying the influencers that's saying that the bull market is cancelled, right? Purely based on data, if you ignore the noise, doesn't look like it. I think we still have a couple of months to go, right? We still have at least until next year, August, September. So maybe we finish early, but you want to finish in the zone, right? You want to finish in the zone. But to finish over here does not make sense. But I mean, every bull market has had corrections, 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 corrections. I mean, look at this massive correction, that double top that we formed during 2021. We came back up, but we still finished exactly where we're supposed to finish. Okay, this was just an absolute parabolic move to the upside, but it still came with 30-40% corrections to the downside. Very normal. So looking at the structure that we have right now, everyone calling for a bear market and the bull market being cancelled, it is very normal to have a pump and a correction and a pump and a correction and a pump and a correction. And are people going to freak out every time when we see a little healthy correction to the downside? Doesn't really make sense, right? Anyways, so based on this model, what I've just shared with you guys here from an Elliott wave perspective, and also from the range high of the consolidation that we formed since March, I think whatever's happening over here is just part of a normal healthy correction to the downside, which will still bring us some nice little opportunities. And the alt season that we're all waiting for, that true alt season, we haven't seen true alt season yet. That season, because I remember during the previous bear market, do you guys remember when every single coin that you can think of just explodes to the upside and it doesn't stop? Every morning you wake up and it's just 20%, 50%, 80%, some of them 100% to the upside. And you think it's coming to an end, you wake up, it's another 20%. We haven't seen that face melting price action. We haven't seen altcoin season yet. It doesn't make sense to get a massive bear market to the downside without an altcoin season. BTC dominance is showing weakness at the moment. Okay, we have lost, right? This is how I put the puzzles together, right? We were inside a bearish pennant for so long. Okay, we have been trading in this bearish pennant since 5th of September 2022, just grinding, and now we have finally lost it. We have finally lost it, and now we're getting a little bit of a corrective move back to the upside, which I like to refer to. Okay, you lose the level. It's very healthy and common for price to go and revisit the scene of the crime and continue momentum to the downside. Okay, I'm still waiting for that to take place. Okay, Solana looks even worse than ETH at the moment. I think it's everything taking a dump, right? I wanted to look at Flux. Flux is taking a dump. TIA is taking a dump. Like, all the altcoins are just bleeding out here to the downside. So someone wanted me to have a look at USDT dominance. It's getting the bounce. I'm suspecting that it got the bounce by the double bottom that we've been talking about here on the channel. Okay, so on the daily, yeah, I mean, for those of you that were around when I spoke about it, I said, guys, we have to take the low. If we do not take the low, we really, really love double bottoms, okay? And we got the double bottom, because double bottoms are bullish. If USDT dominance goes up, money flows out of the crypto ecosystem back into stable coins. So you want dominance, USDT dominance to go down. I wanted us to claim this low properly, because if you claim the low properly, then you increase the probabilities that even with a retracement, you're going to form a lower high. You're breaking market structure and go back to the downside. You retest the scene of the crime. And we have formed now a double bottom, currently getting a little bit of momentum here back to the upside. So this is also what's giving us the little bit of bearishness here on Bitcoin at the moment. Okay. let's go through some altcoin requests if you guys do want to look at altcoins. Right, someone asked, I remember someone asked for AR. Let's go and look at AR. Okay, quickly here on the daily, let's see where we are. Oh, and this is something that I wanted to highlight as well. Let's go on to the 8 hour. I just want to look at the structure. Okay, so for now, some of the alts are still showing strength, even with the dump here to the downside. Okay, right, legends. You have an impulse with high volume increasing. So it shows that this can definitely be an impulse. Also looking at the market structure, you have formed a higher high compared to this high. So you're changing market structure. So when price starts pumping with high volume to the upside, it makes a higher high. And this applies to all the altcoins that I'm going to go through now. This is what you want to see. You want to see change in market structure. So this structure here to the upside still has the potential to form a higher low, because now you need to change market structure. You formed your first higher high. You want to form a higher low and continue momentum back to the upside. So looking at AR over here, and I know it looks a little bit messy, but I'm going to explain why all these lines over here. So this morning, what I looked at on AR, because I do have a spot bag of AR, okay, and I'm almost back at my entry price, but that's my spot bag, is that I wanted to see this morning, regardless of where this low ends, as long as it's a higher low, it's perfectly fine. But the impulse here to the upside, I wanted to see how long did the impulse take, because usually you have a one-to-one extension. So if the impulse took 2 weeks, you would expect the correction to also take 2 weeks by the one-to-one. So you have a perfect balance. Okay, this low was made before the 0.382. Okay, can you guys see? This low was made before the 0.382, which is, sorry guys, I just want to see if I'm still live here. I'm getting an error message. Continue without Bitcoin census. Streaming stopped. Yeah, let me do that, right? It looks like my stream to Twitter just stopped for some reason. Okay, so what I wanted to highlight over here is any correction after an impulse, it's very seldom that you see the correction end before. This is why this line is in red. The reason I made this line in red is because any corrective structure at least has to finish after the 0.382. When you take a time FIB, for those of you that don't know, time FIB, this little one over here, okay, trend-based FIB time, you click it here on the bottom, you click it on the top of the impulse. That was a B flat, so that's not the top of the impulse, okay? But even if you don't know that, you can even put it on top of that little line over there, okay? But nonetheless, just to get the crux of the matter out the way, this low was made before the 0.382, which now tells me that anything after the 0.382 is where I want to see the corrective structure end. And it is very normal for corrective structure to even go after the one-to-one. That's perfectly fine. Your corrective structure can take longer than your impulse, as long as you form that higher low and continuation and back to the upside. So for now, what I see over here is this looks better because we're almost here by the 0.618. And, you know, it can still get choppy, and then it could potentially still reverse here to the upside, where you still form the higher low, you have a higher high that I've just shown you on the macro time frame. And guess what? We still have a bullish target here on AR to the downside. So any impulse to the upside, the deepest correction, usually the most bullish deepest correction, is the 786 at $15.97. Okay, so even if AR finds support in this zone, the structure is still incredibly bullish. Okay, when you come to the 0.88, and this is why I have this FIB level. Okay, this is why I have the 0.88. Then it starts decreasing the probabilities that this is still bullish. It's not an invalidation. It just starts decreasing the probabilities, because the hardcore rule in Elliott wave theory is you can even retrace up to 99% of this low. You're just not allowed to take it. Okay, so in Elliott wave theory, that is the invalidation. All I'm saying is when you start tapping 0.88 levels on some of your favorite altcoins, you increase the probabilities that even a move away is corrective, and you can come and take the low once again. But we're not there yet, right? We're not there yet. So what I like here on AR is, even with Bitcoin getting the little dumpy action here to the downside, is from a structural perspective on the higher time frame, it still looks great until we get invalidated. Okay, right, legends. Smash up the like. Yeah, I mean, I've got 722 or 697. I can't see the numbers clearly here. And the like button is absolutely bearish, right? Please, guys, share some love for the education, for the knowledge that I'm sharing over here. It would be absolutely amazing if you just repay, or show me some love with everything and the time that I'm sharing with you, the analysis and the education and the things that I'm looking at here, just by nudging that little like button there at the bottom. Really appreciate it. Okay, liked. Thank you so much, George. Piranha Cards? Wow, what a name. Thanks, Dewald. Solana, liked. Velo USD, smashed it. Okay, let's look at some altcoins. For Solana, I think, I know a lot of people have Solana bags. Let's have a look at Solana. Let's go. And while I bring up the chart, I want to see that yes, it would be great if we can hit 300 likes. That would be absolutely amazing if we can get 300 likes. Okay, 253. Can we get 300? Can we get 47 more likes? Oh, check BTC. It's dumping more. Is it dumping more? No, man. BTC is pumping, right? It hit the levels, it hit the box, it's getting the pump here to the upside. Green volume is starting to kick in, right? We've identified this area to perfection, right? So, I mean, I think this could be the start of a relief rally to the upside. But please don't expect fireworks, because the probabilities for now, based on the structure here to the downside in a 5-wave structure, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Based on this 5-wave structure, the probabilities are higher, even with this little. Luckily, we are bouncing, that you are most likely going to form a lower high and continue the momentum back to the downside. So don't get too excited, and please be aggressive with profit taking. Okay. Pre-Christmas, TA, smash the like, people. Yes. Okay, let's go and have a look at Solana over here. So also, I mean, very simple, okay? Just, I mean, there's just been so many breakouts here in Solana. For those of you that that use the D-line strategy, I mean, you must have had a party here to the upside, okay? Just breakout after breakout after breakout after breakout after breakout. I mean, it's just an absolute party here to the upside, right? So now, what I'm tracking here, okay? Let's just first look at the structure. I can take that out the way. I was just measuring something there this morning. Yeah, this morning I spent some time on some of my favorite altcoins, just to see, well, where are they inside of the structure? So, I mean, even if I take a fib from this low and I'm measuring this impulse here to the upside, okay, because it looks like impulse correction, okay? We are here by the 0.618. Maximum target, $178, which will still be bullish. It will still be bullish. If you do not know what to do in this zone, if you cannot like to know what to do in this zone, right? You're not a bottom catcher, okay? Because maybe you burn your account every time. Wait for the break of the trend. Yes, you do. Okay, there's pros and cons to the strategy. You do get a higher entry and you don't get a lower entry if you are able to catch it over here, but you have a better confirmed entry, because if you're opening up a low leverage swing trade or a spot trade here on Solana, you can be very patient with the breakouts, okay? Okay, regardless of where the bottom is, once Solana finds the bottom and it nibbles at the trend and your alarm goes off, don't just go and FOMO into the trade. If you're planning a spot trade or a low leverage swing position to the upside, you can be very patient. Wait for some 4-hour, 8-hour daily candles closes outside of the trend. That is your best confirmation is have multiple high time frame candle closes outside of the trend, even if you're a little bit late to the party. Because I like to say I'd rather get in a little bit late, but I have a confirmed entry, okay? And I also say that then I like to leave the party before the police comes, okay? Before the bar fight starts, before people start smashing each other with bottles over the head, right? And you don't want to fight over profits, right? So if your profit taking area is the highs, maybe you take profit just before you hit the highs. That's what I mean by, get a little bit late to the party so you have a confirmation, and leave the party before, the police comes and people get too drunk. So I would wait. Okay, if you're planning a swing or a spot trade over here, wait for some high time frame candle closes above the trend for confirmation for momentum back to the upside. Because often what happens is people, I've seen it, okay, people's alarms goes off, it taps, alarm goes off, they enter, bam, they're in the trade, and it rejects, gets stopped out. Okay, so just be patient. Patience rewards you in this game. I just quickly want to see here on Solana on the daily time frame. Where can we like to be? I mean, yes, this is such an impulse here to the upside. You could even take the fib from this pivot. Okay. And this is now exactly, that actually looks better. We now got the bounce at exactly the 50% fib level. Okay. And I mean, Solana can still go all the way down to the 786 and it will still be bullish to go and claim the high and go beyond. Now, what makes it even more interesting is if I put Solana on the logarithmic scale and I switch on some Elliott wave scenarios, okay, things can still get very crazy for Mr. Solana here to the upside. So, I mean, you just asked for some TA on here on Solana, and I mean, wow, look at the TA that I've done over here, right? Is I still see a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. We formed a fourth wave over here. We are now busy with a third macro wave here to the upside. Dare I say, okay, I don't want people to call me crazy, but from a logarithmic perspective, it does have the potential to even hit $800 during this cycle. Things looks absolutely scary at the moment. People are calling for a bear market, and here's Dewald saying that Solana could potentially hit $800, right? So please don't take this target with a massive bag of salt, not even with a grain of salt. All I'm trying to highlight over here is the Elliott wave structure is still intact for another move to the upside. Okay, let's just call it another move to the upside. Please don't pay attention to my targets, right? But this is then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and that could potentially be the end of this cycle. This fourth wave over here could potentially be the bear market that we are going to go in after the cycle. This cycle is done, right? So I am still expecting upwards momentum for Solana. Okay, hope that makes sense. Also, okay, I'm just seeing something here at the moment. Okay, also because, can you guys see this? I know it looks very messy. Let me take the fib out the way. Probabilities with a retracement, taking a fib from the high to the low. Okay, to the low over here, we have tapped the 0.88. And I know this is on the larger time frames, but when you have a 0.88 tap, you increase the probabilities of taking the high, even with a retracement to the downside. Okay, so this actually looks like a massive. What do you guys see? What do you see? Cup and handle, right? Cup and handle potentially here on the logarithmic scale for Solana. So let's go and measure this out, legends. I'm now very curious. I want to take these levels out the way. Let's just clean up the chart ever so slightly over here. Let's switch off all of these scenarios, okay? Because now this really interests me. Okay, there we go. Where is that tool? Here we go. Okay. Right. Oh, can this be? Can this be? Can this be? There's your handle. Okay. And now for the interesting part, can this be, right? Is it going to hit the target that I've identified? Let's see. So you get the breakout from the handle. No, that is just absolutely insane. Let's try regular. That is just way too insane, right? Let's try this one rather. I'm not going to say, there's no ways that we can go to $4,000. That's just absolutely insane. Let's rather use the regular scale over here to the top. Okay, let's do a realistic target. Okay, 300, 400, $380. That looks better. Okay, I think that looks way better. $380 purely from a simple pattern which we all know well as the cup and handle. Okay, and ironically, Bitcoin also has a cup and handle. Okay, I'm sure most of you have seen it. Right. You just take the brushes here out. Let me go through some comments, see if there are any other requests. I know all of you want to see your favorite altcoins, but I mean, we're getting the bounce in the zone that we've identified for potential long, getting the bounce in the zone. Dewald, what will invalidate the alt run? Can you check the others and the total 3 and chart TA? Okay, TA, I mean, total 3, we can have a look at total 3. Okay. I just want to switch off the volume. I don't need that. It's very distracting. Okay, let's go to the daily time frame. Total 3. Whew, yes, I mean, okay, it seems that every chart people are asking for here, I've done some analysis on already, right? The question here is, okay, I can see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here to the upside, which is potentially done. And now people are very scared, saying that, oh, we expect a larger three-wave structure here to the downside. But, there's another bullish structure over here. Okay, this could be a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5 that takes the high again and maybe taps the Fib extension at $1.29 trillion. Okay, so I think there is still a chance for momentum here to the upside. I do like that the total 3 is finding support above the 0.618 here at the moment. Okay, currently it broke out. It's finding support here at the moment. And this was my conservative target, which we actually smashed through. So there is still a chance to form a fourth wave here and then go back up for another fifth wave to the upside because of the structure to the downside. 112 means you have 4545 to the upside. 1112, you have a 4445 to the upside. Okay, so that is basically what I'm seeing is I still see this as corrective and not impulsive to the downside. Okay. From a Fibonacci perspective, it's not always easy to do technical analysis on the total 3s and BTC dominance because it doesn't have real money behind it. It's not tradable. Okay, and often technical analysis is a little bit more difficult on indicators that doesn't have real money behind it. So where I would expect the bounce as a maximum target is at the 50% Fib level. Okay. Then you have a three-wave corrective structure and you could potentially build up momentum back to the upside. So you want to see the 50% Fib level hold over here and for continued momentum to the upside. One could actually argue you can even take it from here. Okay, so regardless, we have some levels of confidence. Cool. I swear some elementary school is letting their students watch YouTube crypto. Right. BTC magnet at 59. Yes, Mr. Devil, total 3 is broken. Don't look at the daily. The 1 hour is the correct one. It's currently at what 1 day time frame. Okay, cool. So look at what daily on the 1 hour time frame. Not sure what you mean by that comment. Okay, total 3. Looks like we're SFPing here from the low. That could potentially be, okay, a successful SFP if we SFP double bottom. We all know how we like double bottoms. Bash the like button, pump BTC. The amount is different. Okay, cool. Yes, I'm not worried about the amount. I just care about the momentum. I can honestly tell you guys that when I look at total 3, total 1, total market cap, I don't care about the amounts. I don't care about the amounts over here. I care about the momentum. Momentum goes up, money flows into crypto. Momentum goes down, money goes out of crypto. I don't really care about 1.16 trillion, 1.29 trillion, right? You just want momentum to continue up so that we can benefit from those amazing spot bags and swing trades that we've got moving. Okay, right. Layer AI, Dewald, please, let's go and have a look at Layer AI because I do have a swing trade open on Layer AI. Let's see if I got stopped out. Because with this, man, Layer AI took a beating of 11% here to the downside today. Okay, let's go look at the structure. Oh, tap the 0.88, but I mean, I want to do Layer AI on the log scale. It just looks way sexier on the log scale. Okay, tap the 0.88, but it's at the trend at the moment. So let me just take the box out the way, clean up the chart a little bit, take this level out. Okay, what I like about, I still like a Layer AI, especially from a spot bag perspective. And I mean, this still looks super sexy. Okay, you are still, where's my pen? You are still ranging and accumulating. You are still ever so slightly finding momentum to the upside, and we're bouncing at the trend at the moment. Okay, so I mean, yes, it has tapped the 0.88, and I mean, from a spot bag perspective, for me, dips are made for buying. Definitely, it has not had the third wave or that momentum here to the upside to go and claim the highs. And for the lower, for the lower caps, like the medium caps and low altcoin caps, it's going to take a little bit of time. It can still range before we see that momentum to the upside. We just need Bitcoin dominance to play some balls, play ball and drop here to the downside. So for me, it's still in accumulation zone. My invalidation from my swing trade perspective, okay, if I go here onto the 8-hour time frame, I've been buying up the dips and buying up the dips, but there's my invalidation for my swing trade. If I get stopped out, so be it. Okay. If I get stopped out, so be it. It is what it is, right? But I am still speculating on this structure, okay, to get the bounce to the upside. And if it stops me out, maybe it does that, okay, it stops me out and then it leaves without me. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Hi, mind checking out 𝗬cie low MC coin, thinking it's a good time to buy the dip. Right, let's go and check it out. Thanks for the super chat, Anna. Let's see. Anna. Oh, now I'm typing your name. Right, 𝗬cie USDT. Let's go check it out. Is that it? Is that all we have? 49% to the downside. Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of technicals for me here to analyze. Okay, don't like it. Sorry, I can't do technical analysis on this. Anna, I appreciate the super chat, but as a technical analyst, I can't do technical analysis on this. Right? Link. Let's go and have a look at Link. USDT. So on that coin or this 𝗬cie that I can't do technical analysis on, you need to go and do research. So if you're buying in from a fundamental perspective, you want to buy and hold because you believe in the fundamentals. Technically, I mean, the trend is up. That's all I can say. The trend is up. Okay. And maybe you're going to find a bounce and continue momentum to the upside, but I cannot analyze this properly. What is this? Okay, it has these long wicks. Doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so let's have a look at Link here. At the moment, we will have a look at TIA as well. I also want to have a look at TIA. I haven't looked at it today yet. Okay, so what is this? Chainlink. Ooh, okay, let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yes, I mean, Chainlink still looks amazing. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this is not the time to panic. Okay, this is really not the time to panic. You had a beautiful 1, 2, maybe this is the this is the third wave. You have a 1, 2, 3. you still have a maximum target of $17. So I know it's a big zone. I know it's a big zone, but price action inside of this zone is still a great load up zone. Expecting a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to still come and claim the high. Okay, so right, that's what I see. That Link still looks bullish here to the upside. I would personally like to see a little bit of a deeper retracement. We might not get it because maybe it's still busy with a third wave. Okay, only when you see a larger correction, then you know, okay, this is wave 4, and you're going to make one more high to claim the highs. Done. Okay, but if it continues here to the upside, small consolidation continues, small consolidation, it can now also create small consolidation and it continue. It's still part of the third wave to the upside. So, I mean, if this is the top, okay, I do like the trend that it's broken out of here. This little trend over here, which is in alignment with the 50%. Okay, also the 382, very common fourth wave targets. This box, very common fourth wave targets. If we are forming a 1, 2, 3, 4, and you claim the high once again. I mean, you want to buy it as low as possible. So between $20 and $17 is a great load up zone if we do get there. Okay. Bro, I'm in a short position on Bitcoin, 25K USDT with 200x leverage. Ooh. Please suggest what to do. Take profits. Cash out. I'm not sure where you shorted from. Okay. I'm not sure where you shorted from. So I'm in a short position, 25K. So you're telling me that you have shorted with $25,000 at 200x leverage, but you didn't tell me where you took the trade from which level. Okay. If you took the trade from upstairs somewhere and you have made some significant profits here to the downside, I would say, you know, it really depends on where you took the entry. Okay. If you entered a short, yeah, that's dangerous, right? Well, you must probably liquidate it already. I mean, if you entered a short at the bottom with this little pump, you liquidate it. If you entered a short at the top, I would say pay yourself on the way down, take some profits, because you're most likely, from a probability perspective, going to form a lower high and continue momentum to the downside. But it's never guaranteed. Never guaranteed. And that is why it's important to pay yourself as a trader. Because what if it does this? It stops you out and you had massive profits and you just lost all of it because greed got the better of you. Okay, rather take profits and know that you've got some money in the bag. Right, AVAX. Let's go and look at AVAX here for the legend. Let's look at AVAX. Just want to clean that up. Look at AVAX. AVAX USDT. Yeah, I mean, AVAX is in exactly the same boat as Link. Okay, it has a nice bullish structure. Oof, it still looks very good. Okay, so I mean, this is what I look for, legends, is that you have a high, you have lower high, lower high, lower high, and guess what? You make a first higher high. Okay, and you have a lower high, a higher low, higher low. You're starting to change market structure, and then it just absolutely rips you to the upside, not taking the low. Okay, very important when you start changing market structure. That's what I see on AR as well. So I'm still bullish on most of those tokens because they have started changing market structure. This does look like a 1, 2, 3 year to the upside, which is potentially now finished. So the maximum target you want to see the retracement at is the 50% FIB level. Okay, so when I look at the structure from the low to the high, is basically where we are now, right? I want to see that level hold. I want to see this level hold for AVAX. Okay, because if you're speculating on a 1, 2, 3, you don't really want the fourth wave to come and tap the 0.618. Yes, you can still get a bounce, but you increase the probabilities that you're going to make a lower high and continue momentum to the downside. If it finds support here by the 50% FIB level, then you increase the probabilities even after a long consolidation, okay, that is going to go and claim the high once again. Okay, right. ICP, let's go and look at ICP. Oh, and someone also asked for TIA. Someone asked for TIA. TIA still looks great. TIA still has, I mean, it looks scary as hell. And I mean, there's always that possibility of being stopped out, but the structure still looks bullish here to the upside. I'll get to ICP in a moment. I know someone asked for TIA first. Okay, this looks still high with high volume, the momentum here to the upside. This for now still looks corrective. We're tapping the 786 over here, but we're also testing the trend. Okay, so this little triangle that we build up over here, okay, the bull flag, for lack of a better word, we have broken out. And this could potentially just be a healthy retest where you find support and you continue momentum to the upside. But it needs to hold the trend. If you're going to start getting acceptance back below the trend, meaning that you're closing high time frame candles below the trend, okay, you increase the probabilities of taking the low. So I want this zone to hold. I want at least price action to bounce on top of the trend to signal a possible reversal. Okay, right, then we've got ICP, same thing. We just tapped the 618. I mean, what can I say? It looks great. Okay, you had the breakout. You had the breakout with high volume, and this to me still looks corrective. We've just tapped the 0.618. Actually looks massively bullish. What I want to see here at the moment is, let's go on to the 8-hour time frame. I just want to look at the structure. Okay, so from a timing perspective, I love to use time when I know that there's a deeper correction to the downside. Just try that again. Time flip from the low to the high, and we snap it on. Okay, so at least what I like at the moment, you can see that this low was made before the 0.382. So not a valid correction. But now this low is made after the 0.382, which is a minimum target for a corrective structure. Ideally, you want to finish the corrective structure in this zone. So it is fine. I mean, you guys can see that, you know, you have a pump to the upside, you consolidate for quite long before it continues the momentum to the upside. So when you have a dump to the downside, it would be normal for price to consolidate. It takes up time, and then it continues momentum back to the upside. So the structure is still bullish until you take the low. That's the invalidation, unfortunately. Okay, I know it's very far away, but this is your invalidation. The structure has high volume to the upside. It looks corrective from this perspective at the moment. Okay, so I mean, ICP actually looks great compared to all the altcoins that I've just analyzed. ICP actually looks very healthy. It looks very bullish. I think if Bitcoin starts turning around and maybe getting a relief rally to the upside, the ICP will most likely be one of the first ones that's going to run here to the upside. So from a simplicity perspective, there's your trend. Just track your momentum. Okay, you can see all the breakouts over here. I can just actually take those out. I don't need it. Okay, just track your momentum. Wait for multiple high time frame candles closes above. Okay, BT short on. Oh, there we go. BTC short on 99,873. 99,873. Are you the one that played 200x? 99,873. 99,873. Okay, so you round about this zone. So you shorted from here. Okay. I can only share with you what I would have done if it was me. Okay. Just realize I don't give financial advice. I simply am here for entertainment purposes only. If price falls to the downside and you cashed out your position, not my fault. You clicked on the button. I can just tell you what I would have done in this situation. Because I can count 5 waves to the downside, I know that the bottom is close, if not in already. if I, from an Elliott wave perspective or a technical perspective, can count 5 waves to the downside, I know that there's a high chance that you can go and make a 3-wave structure back to the upside. Stops you out with no profits. So if I was in your trade, I would have cashed out. That's what I would have done. But please, you are the master of your own destiny and you need to plan your own trade, because I like to preach again. And you know, and I know there's people rolling their eyes at the moment because I speak about it almost in every single live stream. You have to know your 3 W's. When you enter a trade, you have to use your long and short tool on TradingView. Okay. Why am I entering the trade? Where is my risk management? And where do I plan to take profits? If you cannot answer all 3 W's, you should not trade, because you are going to lose your money sooner or later. You might get lucky once or twice and feel like king of the world, but I guarantee you, you are going to lose your money, because if you cannot tick these boxes, it means that you are not practicing good risk management. You're taking chances and you're not planning your trades. So I'm not hammering on you. Sorry, I don't mean to criticize. It's just I've just seen how people wreck their accounts, how they get liquidated. They feel like they're on top of the world when they make $50,000 profit. Okay, and the ego starts getting in the way. And then the next couple of trades, you bleed out your account, and it humbles you very severely to the downside. Okay, right. So so I can just share with you what I would have done. If I entered a short in this zone over here, I would have taken profits, especially with the reaction that we're getting at the moment. Right. And I don't see any weakness on price just as yet from a CVD perspective. Okay, legends, remember, down in the description, this is where I do all my trading. Bluffing, okay? The more you trade, the more money gets airdropped into your account. Up to $100,000 can get airdropped into your account. All you need is an email and a password to sign up. And then I've got weeks up to $20,000 sign up bonus. By using the link, you get lower trading fees, and you also get the opportunity to spin the wheel exclusive for my community only. Guaranteed prizes to be won. The more you trade, the more times you can spin the wheel, and there is 1 Bitcoin up for grabs. There is some Weeks tokens, there's an iPad Air, there's a Louis Vuitton bag, there's an iPhone 16. The lowest prize over here is $10. So at least you get to win something when you spin the wheel. Okay, so all you need is an email and a password. So if you are from a country that's not so free from a leverage perspective, okay, these are the 2 exchanges that I recommend, Bluffin and Weeks. Right, I've got Bybit and 𝗞𝗍𝗄𝗍 as well, but these are the 2 that I do most of my day trading, and I do enjoy Weeks because of the low trading fees. Right, legends, currently still getting the bounce. It still shows like it has strength to the upside. And right, let's go to, yes, nice hammer. Let me go through some more comments. Mariella, welcome to the live stream. Appreciate you being here. Great TA as always, Dewald. Thanks for your knowledge sharing. Kai, absolute pleasure, man. Thanks for joining the live stream. Very important hour for BTC. Hammer on 1 hour. Ooh, hammer on the 1 hour on BTC. Yes, I see it. The hammer is there. The hammer is there. The hammer is there. Diego, Dewald, can you have a look at Tau, move please. Okay, I have seen a lot of people have, Diego, let me get to a move first. Okay, a lot of people has been requesting move. Okay, let's go into, let's move. MOVE, USDT. Let's see. Ooh, what is happening with move? 14% up today? Really? Move is not concerned. Well, is that it? Okay, let's just first see if we don't have any other trading pairs. Move USDT. Okay, we have KuCoin, which usually has the most amount of data. No, I mean, can't TA that, right? So I appreciate the move. Move is on the move. Yeah, Marilla, you've just nailed it. Move is on the move. I mean, how do you expect me to TA this? There's nothing to TA, okay? Nothing. Absolutely nothing to TA over here. I can't TA this. It actually looks like it's rejecting, okay, with the wicks there to the upside. It actually looks like it's going to fall down. Right. PopCat. I have heard about PopCat, and I think PopCat actually sounds like a better token to analyze. Let's do KuCoin and Bybit. Let's see which one looks better from a data perspective. Let's go on to the daily. Ooh, taking a dumpy dump here to the downside. Let's just see this one. Okay, I mean, doesn't have a lot of previous data, but it has a nice little structure here to the upside. The trend is up. Okay, trend is up. Even with a fall here to the downside, you're still making higher lows. Okay, you're still making higher highs. So potentially the momentum is going to continue in this direction until you take this low. That's your invalidation. So from a simplicity perspective, let's do a fib pool from the low to the high. Top cat, okay. Maximum bouncing area that you want to see is 64 cents, because that's usually your maximum bouncing area. Usually you can bounce by the 382, 50%, mostly 618, very common 618, but your lowest bouncing, bullish bouncing area is usually your 786. Okay, for a nice little pump, a correction, and continuation to the upside. It does look like it has a sexy trend. So if you are unsure what to do, you also have a trend, right? Does have a beautiful trend over there. Set your alarm. Wait for the alarm to go off. Wait for some high time frame candles above the trend to confirm bullish momentum back in the direction to the upside. And then let's see, right? So you might be a trader that says, I don't care what's going to happen over here because it might do this. So you wait for the trend. Okay, some people say, but I don't like the trend because my entry is worse. I'm saying that you have a confirmed buy. Even if you have a higher entry, you have a better entry because now you know momentum is starting to shift. Okay. Right. Brett. Let's have a look at Brett. Brett USDT. Brett looks amazing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Or doesn't look like this third wave is finished yet to the upside. Okay, so anyways, you take a fib from the low to the high. I'm just going to remove this one. And the same thing. Okay, so can you guys see that, basically the same technical analysis, right? You take a fib from your low, from the latest impulse to the upside, okay? And then you have your 618, 786, usually a great bouncing area. It has beautiful consolidation area there as well. What I'm also interested in is I also just want to see from a timing perspective, okay, can the correction still continue? Okay, so let's take a time fib from the bottom to the top. Okay, so this low that is made right now has been made after the 0.618. Great. This low was made before the 0.382. So the correction is too short. It's too short over here. This is way better. 1-to-1, even better. This is why this line is green. This is why I made this line green. It is the best time duration after an impulse for the correction to finish, and it can still continue even up until the 2, but I like where the low is currently being made. So I mean, but this is your box at the moment. Okay, the structure to the upside does look bullish. Let me just switch on the volume. Yes, most of the volume is in the momentum to the upside, so you want this to be corrective. Maximum support at the 786. This consolidation area will definitely provide some support, and you want to see continuation. There's your trend. Okay, or you could wait for the break of the trend. Right, legends, I have unfortunately run out of time. Please smash up the like. Smash up the like, legends, on your way out. And remember the 2 exchanges, Bluffin and Weeks, that I use to do my trading with the lowest trading fees and your chance to spin the wheel to win up to 1 Bitcoin. Cool, legends. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. I've really enjoyed it, spending time here with everyone. And until the next one, cheers for now.